Hello, everybody. Welcome to Late Night Football. Welcome to our match reaction show. As I predicted, Manchester City are in the final of the Champions League and they were playing against Inter Milan, of course, and it was annihilation, it was destruction, it was domination, whatever word you want to use, whatever superlatives you want to use, it will probably fall short to describe what just happened because Manchester City 4, Real Madrid 0 in a Champions League semi-final. It's incredible because these kind of results don't come around that often. These kind of results don't happen to Real Madrid often, and they don't happen in the Champions League often. I mean, it is just it's mind blowing, really. From minute 1 to minute 90, Manchester City had control of that game. They just did. Maybe there were two chances. There was the Kroos shot that went off the post, and there was the Alaba free kick which was saved. Aside from both set pieces, aside from that, Madrid never looked like scoring. Forget about scoring. They never looked like they were ever going to trouble Manchester City with a shot. They never looked like they were going to trouble Manchester City with their attacking play. It was just dead. And I think a lot of that blame has to fall on the tactical selections and the personnel. And a lot of people will point to Rudiger not starting. I don't think that had an impact on this game. I don't think Rudiger starting would have made much of a difference because, quite frankly, I don't think Haaland had a great game. Yes, he had a couple of chances. We probably should have buried, but I think those chances would have come anyway. I don't think Rudiger is somehow going to stop those chances from happening. The real problem was in midfield, and I said this a lot of times. You can't play Modric, Kroos, and Valverde in a game like this. You just don't. He didn't play them against Osasuna, so why does he think that he can play them in this sort of game and expect a different result? It's just not going to work. You've got to bring in Tchouaméni. He had to either bring in Tchouaméni, or if Tchouaméni is not good enough, you play Camavinga in midfield and you play Alaba, Rudiger, and Militao. That probably would have been the way to go, actually. Probably would have been to play. Then you play Rudiger and you play Militao. So you get Rudiger in there because he's played well. Alaba is a very capable left back and he can do that job. And then you play Camavinga in midfield. You get legs because I mean, it's just incredible the selections that happen. And I think Madrid's tactic really was just like the first leg. They were like, let's soak up pressure, and then we'll try and hit City on the break. And it works at home. It works at home because it's a different sort of atmosphere. The crowd is on your side. You have all that. At the Etihad, you really can't expect to do that because it's just a completely different game. It's a completely different atmosphere, and Madrid just couldn't get out. They just weren't able to get out. And after 20 minutes, when the goal came, the real surprise wasn't that the goal came. The surprise was that the goal came so late, and it came in at around 20 minutes. It's just incredible. I mean, Courtois pulled off two great saves before that. They lost 4-0, and their goalkeeper was probably the best player of the match. But it's just phenomenal to watch this game, and I don't know what Inter are going to have to do. I mean, I think I have an idea what Inter will have to do, and it's going to be a lot of work, and they're going to have to pull off some miracles. But honestly, I mean, just this kind of form, there's just no stopping City. And what's interesting is the commentators keep saying John Stones steps into midfield. He steps in midfield. He doesn't step into midfield. He plays in midfield. This is 3-6-1 or 3-2-4-1, whatever you want to call it. It's not 4-2-3-1. It's 3-2 or 4-1-4-1. It's 3-2-4-1. They play with the back three, which is Walker, Akanji, and Diaz or whoever. And then John Stones plays as a midfielder alongside Rodri. The idea was always that Pep wanted 6 midfielders, and the striker would often play as a 6th midfielder. Now, because Haaland is an out-and-out striker, so he can't really play as a midfielder. So he's decided we're not going to defend a lot. We'll just put an extra midfielder forward, and we'll put an extra defender as a midfielder. We'll play an extra midfielder, and that's what they're doing. They're playing 6 midfielders. Most teams play with 4 or 5. And these guys are playing with 6, and there's just no stopping it. So the only way now forward is that somebody's going to have to find a way to fit in 6 midfielders in their team, and then maybe they'll be able to stop Manchester City. But at the moment, it's looking unlikely. But it's just a fantastic performance. Bernardo Silva was excellent, scored 2 wonderful goals. I mean, the first goal is a peach of a goal where he gives Courtois the eyes and he says, I'm going far post. No, I'm going near post. And he just scores. That's a beautiful goal. The second goal is just, I mean, it's in some ways, it's a more of an, further out tap in, but it's a very good header and he gets it on target and he makes sure that he gets that goal. And at 2-0, it was game over. Like, you really knew it was game over at 2-0. And if it wasn't at 3-0, it definitely was game over. I mean, when that third goal went, it's an own goal from Militao. It's a bit unlucky, and again, people will say, "Oh, he scored an own goal. He should have started." I don't. Again, it doesn't really matter. But it's just it just wasn't there. And at 3-0, how many times do you see Madrid throwing in a towel in the Champions League semi-final? How many times do you see that? But they threw in the towel at 3-0. They threw in the towel and they're bringing on, Lucas Vasquez. They're bringing on Dani Ceballos. I mean, these guys have, that it's just them saying, "That's it, we're done. Let's close up shop and let's move on." But they still managed to concede a fourth. of who else? Julian Alvarez. I mean, again, that guy, just pops up, right? Scores a goal. Why is he at Manchester City? Why do Manchester City need players like that? It's just a question that nobody can answer. And that is where, and that's what it is. I think the culmination of 15 years of hard work is finally going to pay off, most likely. And when they play against Inter Milan, it's a massive chance for Manchester City to get that win, to get the treble even. It's going to be tough. Not tough. It's going to be tough for the other teams. But I mean that's for Manchester City, just got to now take it one game at a time, get there, and then get the job done. But phenomenal game for Manchester City. And I will talk more about Real Madrid and their struggles. Of course, we'll talk about Manchester City more as well in the episodes to come. But quite frankly, I mean, the question has to be asked, and this is a question I'll pose to you guys. Is this possibly the worst Champions League season ever? Because when you think about it, I can't remember the last competitive... I don't think there's been a single competitive tie in any of the last 16 knockout stages. From the last 16 onwards, I don't think there's been any competitive tie at all. I mean, all the ties have been one-sided. I was trying to think what ties have been not one-sided, what ties have been, competitive, where you've like, oh my God, who's going to go through? There's been no real late drama. There's been no real, comebacks or something like that. So it's just been one-sided. And the only comeback was Liverpool. They came back, Real Madrid came back from 2-0, but they ended up smashing Liverpool 5-2. So that's not really much of a comeback if you think about it. Just annihilated them eventually. But that's probably the closest we've come to a proper, tie. And even that wasn't a proper tie. But otherwise, it's just been one-sided. So anyway, Manchester City, well done. There's not a lot to say tactically. I mean, it's another thing. People saying by Pep overthinking. There's no need to overthink now. He's actually overthought it by putting 6 midfielders. He actually overthought it, but it's worked for him this time because he's realized that he can get away with this. Manchester City are probably the only team that can get away with it, but they are getting away with it. 3-6-1. It's working out well for them, and yeah, I mean, just keep doing what you're doing, and they'll win the title. They'll win the title. They'll win the Champions League. They'll win everything. That's just the way it is. And yes, you can see the disappointment in my face, but it is what it is. I mean, you just got to accept it, right? Sometimes in life, you just got to accept that these things happen. Right. Anyway, smash a like for Manchester City. Congratulations to all Manchester City fans. Of course, well done. Enjoy the celebrations. Enjoy the moment. You deserve it. And let's see what happens in the final, of course. But yeah, all the best. That's a smash like for them. And do share your comments, of course, on the game, on Real Madrid, on the Champions League, on everything. Like I said, we'll do another video on Real Madrid because I feel like there's more things to talk about beyond this game. The repercussions of this game are going to reverberate a lot more. And I think we'll need to talk about that. But do subscribe to our channel, of course, and do share your thoughts. And yes, subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Of course, we always appreciate your support. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.